July 28, 2003. Police respond to a home in a working-class neighborhood. Inside, they find 3 bodies. First, a woman shot execution style in the head. Then, her younger son, shot and stabbed in the kitchen. Finally, her older son, shot in his pajamas, still in bed. The victims are 43-year-old Karen Chappelle and her 2 sons, 17-year-old Whitney and his younger brother, 14-year-old Kalen.
You just can't imagine the trauma it is to the survivors.
At the scene, Nance finds no signs of forced entry.
One of the first observations that I had was that this was a well-protected home, and that the people who lived inside the home screened who came in the home very carefully. I believe that the victims knew the killer and were comfortable with the killer. Okay, what do you have?
Nance gets an important lead from friends of the victims.
Lorenzo, do you know Lorenzo's last name? We found one of the only people that the family allowed into the home was Lorenzo Brown.
"17-year-old Lorenzo Brown was best friends with Whitney Chappelle and was considered part of the family.
Looking up Lorenzo's criminal history, he did have arrests, but nothing of a violent nature. Where did you see him?
Nance learns that Lorenzo was staying at the Chappelle house the night of the murder.
That immediately set up a red flag. That if he was there during the time that we believe the crime occurred, and he's not there now, why not? We know, where is Lorenzo? We need to talk to Lorenzo. He's certainly a person of interest that we need to talk to.
It's time to bring in the department's most experienced interrogator.
You know, I'm not a big, tough guy. I'm just a guy that's not scared to talk to a killer.
Sergeant Mike Huff has been in charge of Tulsa Homicide for more than a decade. While Huff interrogates Lorenzo, Nance observes from the monitoring room.
Okay. Tell us what happened.
I get a call at my house, and I hear Whitney saying, "Do you got the money?" And I tell him, yeah.
Lorenzo had recently stolen $700 from Whitney. Now his best friend was demanding it back.
You didn't have the money, did you?
No.
So when you went over there, what was your intention?
If they are accusing me of stealing, I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, because they think I got the money. And I told them that I had the money. So.
When you showed up without the money, you knew there would be a problem?
Problem.
Lorenzo seemed more animated and more defeated, and it tells me that he's getting closer to the truth.
Me and Whitney had been having issues, but it wasn't over $800. It was little petty issues, like why I'm taking care of his grandpa more than him, why I'm at his house taking care of his mother and helping out around the house more than him.
You've just been building up for a while.
Building up, and he didn't give a about me at all whatsoever.
Lorenzo was a young kid who had nothing. He lived in a very impoverished neighborhood with an impoverished family. He had really no means to escape that. And he has a friend that has what he is aspiring to have, and that may have created some animosity toward his friend.
What happened when you got over there?
I got over there, and I'm thinking, I don't want to do nothing bad, because his mom said, if you ain't got the money, say it now, so we can get it replaced. I just went ahead and lied and said, yeah, I got it. It's at my house, though. And then she said in the morning, we're gonna take you over there to go get it. So.
Did you actually lay your head down that night and get some rest?
No. I was too busy up thinking you know, how I'm gonna get this money. You know what I'm saying? If I had to rob something, you know what I'm saying, just to pay it back, because I didn't need none of this, you know, but it was just too late. At the same time, it wasn't too late. I could have just busted out and said, I ain't got it, man. I ain't got it.
So what happened? What made you make this decision?
Because it was getting light outside, and I know when they wake up, they're gonna be ready to take me over my house to go get the money that I said I had. And I didn't have it. So I'm sitting contemplating what I'm gonna do. What can I do? And I'm like, well, there's gonna be a big squabble or whatever, and somebody's gonna end up getting hurt anyway. So I'm thinking, let's just end it now.
Did you have a handgun with you?
Yeah.
And did you have anything else with you?
And a knife, a machete.
Okay, then what happened?
I gathered up enough nerve to go up there and just do it, you know.
What'd you do?
Went up there, cocked back the gun, shot Whitney in the head twice.
Then what'd you do?
I ran right down the stairs, and I was thinking, either you run out the house now, but they know you're here. So I had to gather up enough nerve to shoot Kalen.
Was he asleep when you went in there?
Yeah, and I aimed the pistol at him and just turned my head again and just start shooting.
Do you think you hit him?
Yeah.
Then what happened?
He kind of turned around and looked at me, you know, and just had collapsed and was just was looking at me, you know what I'm saying? His mama came out and what's going on? And I said, damn, here she come.
What'd you do then?
I had one bullet left and I gave it to her in the head.
I want to just scream out and say, oh my God, what the hell is going on with you? What, look what you've done.
It was sickening to me. I was like, what the f am I doing? I mean, I'm killing people. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't understand it.
When I first came in contact with Lorenzo, I didn't think he had that level of violence in him that was going to do all this. But he totally shifted gears on me. I was certain that I was sitting in that room with the evil person. Anything else that we haven't asked you in this statement that you'd like to add?
I wish I could just turn it back. I wish I could, to the part where he asked me that I had the money.
I'm sure
I
you
don't know
do.
why I said yeah. I could have said no, and that would have been that. I'm sorry. Sometimes that's how life goes, you know? Stuff happens.
Apparently, Lorenzo didn't believe that they could work it out as good friends and buddies, and so he had to go to the extremes that he did.
This crime was the ultimate betrayal. The people that befriended him, that cared for him, that he invited him to sleep at their home, to eat their food, and to care for him. And he just very methodically executed him. It's kind of overwhelming.